Thank you. This is a bit of an emotional day, partially because I'm here with such amazing public servants, part of the CSN team, folks like Courtney Smith who've made this happen from the very beginning, Captain Alfred. There's just so many folks to thank. This has been an 8-year dream of mine, a crazy vision I had 8 years ago when I was a county-wide elected official, and I had a constituent call me and say, I've been a victim on Facebook, what do I do? Where do I go? So I called the sheriff and said, Sheriff, where do I send this person? So, well, Kevin knows a lot about computers. That wasn't quite the answer that I wanted. But unfortunately, our law enforcement hasn't necessarily had the training or the staffing to be able to handle this new problem starting back in 2009 when that call, or 2011 when that call happened. We've come a long way since then, but the American public needs one simple way to access the system. We're also so proud to be supporting our 911 dispatchers on a national level because they get calls that they don't know what to do with and that really shouldn't be in a 911 dispatch center. So when we built fraudsupport.org, our website that can help them send victims there to find what they need, we got a lot of support from them because they said, we just want a website we can send someone to because no 911 dispatcher who's in service wants to say, I'm sorry, I can't help you. So they've been sending folks to fraud support. We've had about 160,000 visitors there on that website getting help since just November. So clearly there's a lot of work to be done. We are creating a fundamental national change in the way this victim population gets help. Because right now, they sometimes make 5 or 6 calls and maybe get to the right person. In our research, we found 20% of the people just decided not even to try because they didn't think anyone would be there to help. And about 30% of the population that was a victim of a cybercrime found what they needed. They knew that they were supposed to go either to their bank or to a social media page, and they were able to get the help they needed. 45% of the victims didn't know where to go, and that's really our target market for this program. And today is really about 2 things: collaboration and the victims. As you notice, think about the amount of organizations, elected, non-elected, that have come together just in Rhode Island alone, and multiply that by the 10 other states that we've already applied for a similar grant. And we hope to be in all 50 states by the end of 3 years. So the collaboration from a federal, state, and local law enforcement perspective, non-government organizations, and private sector has also come to the door and helped us out too. So this is really a true collaboration. And our whole purpose for being here is to help the folks like your mother, my father, your aunt and uncle, your teenage son or daughter who may have been bullied. These folks are in need of help, and we're here to make sure that they get the service that they need. There are 3 other countries that have one number to call if you're a victim of cybercrime and online fraud, but the people answering the phones are usually law enforcement or technologists. We have the 211 Center, Human Services Needs Specialist, who can also take care of, past the crime, the other things that a victim may need, like help paying their rent that day, or maybe help getting food or emotional assistance. So I think our model is even better because we have the law enforcement participation and these folks who can give the human services attention that the victims need. And not only are we going to be helping the victims, but we're going to be helping the National FBI Internet Crime Complaint Center understand what is the amount of cybercrime that's happening. We're going to feed that system, that database, the numbers of Americans who are really being impacted. Because right now, our folks that are trying to help in Congress, they don't even know how many people are impacted. We're actually going to count the victims so that then Congress can help us serve those victims better. We're also going to be taking the threat information and sharing that with private sector and state and local government. Because if we can see the next WannaCry come up or the next scam against grandparents, we might actually be able to stop it with help from prosecutors and district attorneys, attorneys general, and everybody working together. If we have a vision into what the bad guy's doing, we may actually be able to stop some of them. I know we will. And we'll also be able to keep folks being re-victimized because they're going to get the help they need and the support they need from 211 on a national level. So CSN and 211 from around the country, we've applied for 10 more states. We hope to be in those states in about March of next year. We should be having people call 211. Orlando will go live with 211 in July, and West Michigan also in July. And we were just awarded with North Carolina 211, the grant from the governor there to go statewide in North Carolina. So we're on our way. but it's such an honor. As I've been coming to Cranston since I was born because my godparents live there. So Rhode Island is a very special place in my heart, even though I'm not a Rhode Island resident. So kicking this off in Rhode Island has a lot of emotional meaning to me, and also being able to do this with my dear partner and someone that I admire very much, Congressman Langevin, as the co-chair of the U.S. Congressional Cyber Caucus. He's been a leader I've looked up to and worked with for the past 4 or 5 years now, and to have this happen in your home state is really an honor to me. So I could not stop without saying the CSN team that is working on this program nationwide, we had 2 employees in July. We have 15 now. And we could have 30 by the end of July when our grants come through. So we are growing, and I'm so thankful to all of our staff. They're very dedicated. They're all underpaid and overworked, but they don't care. Our board of directors, our board of advisors, everybody is in this to make it work, and that's why it's happening. So it's certainly not about one person or one company or one elected official. This is a true public-private partnership, and I'm just honored to be a part of it.